And we have new developments into the investigation of the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The Department of Justice releasing 3 new videos in a federal case against Charles Donohoe, which the DOJ says was heavily involved in planning, organizing, and leading members of the far-right group, the Proud Boys, back on January the 6th. One important note that we want to share with you, though, the lines and circles that you see in the video were not made by NBC News. Joining me now is investigative reporter for NBC4 in Washington, D.C., Scott MacFarlane. Scott, good to have you back with us. I know you've been following all these developments for us. What can you tell us specifically about these new videos and their significance?
Hey, Eamon, good afternoon. I've read thousands of court filings and watched dozens of videos, but these are new images showing the ferocity, the ugliness of the east front of the Capitol that day. It was a multi-front war January 6th. Prosecutors say Charles Donohoe, an accused Proud Boy, is in that mob, making his way, as they made their way up a staircase. You can see in the images, chemical spray is flying, makeshift weapons are flying, and the ferocity of the group is matched by its size. They simply outnumber the police. Donohoe has pleaded not guilty. He has court proceedings ahead of him. But these video exhibits are used in court by prosecutors either to make the charges or to seek pretrial detention of defendants in the cases. So these videos have power. They have impact. They're influencing judges. Eamon, we went to court to seek copies of them. They released this video last night.
Scott, we also have a development in a case filed by the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union of D.C., Black Lives Matter, and other groups who are claiming that former federal officials from the Trump administration conspired to forcibly remove protesters from Lafayette Square last year. What did the judge have to say about that?
Trump-appointed federal judge has ruled against the ACLU and those plaintiffs, dismissing the case against President Trump, former Attorney General Barr, former Defense Secretary Esper. In the ruling, the judge says the plaintiffs didn't provide evidence that there was coordination or a meeting of the minds or events that the plaintiffs used, that the Trump administration used to plan for and stop peaceful protests in Lafayette Park last June. Just off the phone with the head of the ACLU here in Washington, saying this is a chilling ruling from the court, makes Lafayette Square right outside the White House a protest-free zone moving forward.
Scott, I know that you've been tracking all these cases, but the big picture here from all that you have seen so far, just tell us really quickly about what are the most the cases or the patterns of the cases that have emerged to you in terms of what the federal government is going after in terms of charges against some of these individuals.
That's a good question, Eamon. There really are 2 tiers. We're going to see a few plea agreements this week and a sentencing tomorrow in a lower-level cases. Not much to learn there, but there's one plea agreement in a high-level case, an accused Oath Keeper charged with conspiracy. He's been offered witness protection and has agreed to cooperate with the feds. That's the tier I'm watching closely. That's the epicenter of the case right now.